Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today we will discuss imbalanced dataset and how to handle imbalanced dataset. An imbalanced dataset means one class has much more data than the other class. What it means? Suppose from a dataset, I am predicting patient have that disease or patient do not have that disease. Okay. So in our dataset, 950 data points for zero category means no disease category. Okay, there are 950 data points, mean 950 rows, and only 50 rows or only 50 data points are for one. So this is much higher than this one for disease. Okay, so this is a kind of imbalanced data set. Okay, this one category has much higher data points than this one. So this is a kind of imbalanced data set. So we need to fix it. Why do we need to fix it? Because when you will build the model on this kind of data set, then model will predict more in most of the cases zero because this data point has um, this zero has much data more data points than this one. Okay, so it will predict in most of the cases zero. Okay, so that's why we need to fix imbalanced dataset. So there are two ways to fix imbalanced dataset. First is oversampling and second one is undersampling. Understand what oversampling do? In oversampling, we increase minority class samples, add more data to smaller class. What it means? This is our minority class, right? This is the we increase minority class and add more data into smaller class. This is our smaller class or minority class. We will add more data points to this one by oversampling. Okay. And what is undersampling? We reduce the majority class samples and remove some rows from larger class. We will basically delete some data points from majority class means the larger class, okay, to fix imbalanced data set. So I will show you how we can do it practically. On this data set, I will perform oversampling and undersampling. Okay, this is our input column age and purchased or not purchased, it is my output column. Okay, so we will see how we can do it practically. First I will import my pandas library. Okay, now I will load my data set. This is my data set. Copy path, control B. Check my data is loaded or not by checking first three rows. Yeah, my data gets loaded and these are its first three rows. Okay. Now first I will show you how many zero, how many data points for zero and how many data points for one in purchased column. Okay. Dot value counts. Okay, so here you can see I have data points 257 data points for 0 and 143 data points for 1. 0 have some higher data points than 1. Okay, so this is a kind of imbalanced data set. So we need to fix this. Okay, first I will divide my data set into input and output. Age is my input column and purchase is my output column. Age is my input column and purchase is my output column. Okay. Now I have divided my dataset into input and output columns. Okay. Now, now I will split my dataset into training dataset and testing dataset. Okay. Dot model selection import train test split. Okay, I will I will take all four variables for splitting my data set into training data and testing data. Okay, X train, X test, Y train, and Y test is equal to, I will call my train test split X and Y variables in which I have divided my data set into input and output. I will take test size as 20%. I will write 0.2 and random state is equal to 42. Okay. Now, now I will build the model from Scikit-learn dot linear model import logistic regression. Okay. Now I will create an object to call my logistic regression. Now I will fit my training data into logistic regression. Okay. Now it gets fitted. My model gets trained. Now suppose I will check my accuracy of the model into 100. So I'm getting 91% accuracy, which is a good accuracy. But although this is my imbalanced data set, we saw the values 257 data points for 0 and only 143 for 1. So we need to fix it. First, we will see our undersampling method. Okay, undersampling method. Under, I will give a markdown. Okay, and undersampling. What we do in undersampling? Undersampling, we reduce majority class samples, means we will decrease this higher data points category, okay, in undersampling, okay. Now, from IMBlearn, IMBlearn means imbalanced learn dot undersampling import random under sampler. I will import this. Okay. Now suppose I will make an object to call random under sampler. Okay. Now, now I will create a new RUX and RUY for different input and outputs. Basically, resample my X and Y, which is my X and Y have X have input column and Y have output column. I will resample it. Okay. Dot get resample X and Y. X and Y. Okay. Now, now we will check value counts for RUX and RUY. Okay. Now, sorry, for RUY, because RUY will have the output column. Okay. Y dot value count. Now see, it has decreased to 143. See here. I had 143 data points in our one, and 257 for 0. So in undersampling, we decrease the higher data, which higher data points, which category have higher number of data points. We decrease that in undersampling. So what we did, we decrease the data points of zero category. Okay, zero category. So now it has equal number of data points. Okay, so we have decreased the data points of higher number, higher number of data points. Okay, in zero. Now second one is our, now you can basically split the data set on the basis of RU and RUX and RUY. I have resampled it. So here you can give RUX and RUY. Okay, and you can give LR2 is equal to logistic regression, and now you can fit the data into new four variable, basically new X train and Y train, because we have resampled X and Y. Okay, okay, it gets fit. Okay, now my second method is oversampling. Okay, I will give a markdown. Sorry, I will give a markdown here. Shift plus enter. Now, what we do in oversampling? In oversampling, we increase minority class samples. Means we will increase the data points of one category. Okay. Now, how we can do that? Okay, same. I will copy this from learning, imbalanced learn. Sorry, oversampling. I will give oversampling, and I will import random oversampler. Okay, I have imported this. Now suppose I will create a new object for this. RO is equal to. Now I will call random oversampler. Okay. Now I will create new X and Y. ROY is equal to, again we resample RO dot fit resample. What we will resample X and Y, in which I have given input column and output column. Okay, resample it. Now I will check the value counts for my ROY value counts. Now see what we do in oversampling. We increase the uh, less number of, basically we increase the data points of that category which has lower number of data points. In our case, one has lower data points. So here you can see now both have equal 257 and 257. In beginning, we had 257 for 0 and 143 for 1. So I have increased the data points of 1, and in undersampling, I have decreased the data points for 0. Okay, this is what oversampling and undersampling do. Now again we can do same. Okay, here I will give ROX and RO. Okay, now I can build a new model. So I will give LR3. Okay. Now again I will fill lr3 dot fit extend wide. Okay. Now, so we saw in this video how we can handle imbalanced dataset using undersampling and oversampling. In undersampling, we decrease the higher number of data points category into lower, and I have increased the data points of lower number of data points category. Okay. Okay. So in next video, we will see naive Bayes algorithm. Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you.